What's up everyone, and welcome back to Fiction to Review. This video is brought to you by my self-published book, Rain. It is a psychological thriller about a group of young adults in a psych ward who get this new counselor that's trying to understand their mental illnesses and trying to understand them. But then the counselor shortly learns that these kids might not be crazy and that this place is actually making them crazy, all the while trying to figure out what's going on with him and his psychological demons and his problems. If you would like more information about this book, be sure to hit the link in the description box below. Supporting me and buying these books actually helps me to run this channel. So today we're going to review Game of Thrones Season 3. Just can't get enough of it. It is a drama fantasy and there are 8 seasons, but I'm reviewing Season 3. This came out between 2011 and 2013. The director is Alan Taylor, Alex Graves, Mark Malode, and Jeremy Podeswa. The cast is Emilia Clarke as Daenerys, Sophie Turner as Sansa, Kit Harington as Jon Snow, Maisie Williams as Arya Stark, Lena Headey as Cersei, Peter Dinklage as Tyrion, Natalie Dormer as Marjorie, Rosie Leslie as Ygritte, Natalie Emmanuel as Missandei, Richard Mondon as Robb Stark, and more. So let's get into episode 1. So episode 1, I take back everything nice I said about Tywin Lannister being a good leader and etc, etc, etc. He tried to play Tyrion and he didn't give Tyrion Castle Rock, and he treated him like it's his fault that his mom died. And I'm just like, oh no, you're not gonna be talking to Tyrion like that, because he's saying he put it on Tyrion like, oh, it's your fault, your mother died. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you say the way that they treat Tyrion this entire season and just the entire Game of Thrones, like just the disrespect for me. To Daenerys, and Selmy shows up. Remember Selmy? He was, I believe, one of the king's guards for Joffrey, who let him go because he said that he was too old. Selmy is loyal, but he goes over to Daenerys and he gives, what's his name, Mormont, like this look like, oh, you over here, huh? But I thought you were supposed to be, you know, out to kill her, out to get her. Now you rolling with the squad. Also, can we talk about how there's not 1, not 2, but 3 men willing to dedicate their lives and put their lives on the line, and an entire squad and army for Queen Daenerys? Like, that type of energy. Like, wow. Move on back to the Lannisters, and Cersei looks stupid as hell and gets played by her own son Joffrey while Marjorie is there. And Marjorie, I like Marjorie. She's like slowly planting seeds. She's very intelligent. She's very like graceful and kind, but like low key, she planting seeds and she knows what she's doing. Methodic. Episode 2, the only thing I can really say about episode 2 is like when Gendry was locked up and he said what he said, I was like, we know, yeah, he's a Baratheon. But that type of energy that he was given in episode 2, I was like, yeah, he's Robb's son. He's Robb Baratheon's son. Episode 3, when Tyrion was at the table, I was like, I will simp for this man. I love a Tyrion. Love a Tyrion Lannister. Can't get enough. But unfortunately, we say goodbye to Hot Pie. Arya says goodbye to Hot Pie, and he gives her like this little cute little baked bread that's like a wolf. Aww. But let's take a moment. Let us take a moment for Lady Stark. Lady Stark has been through so much. She lost Ned, her husband. Her 2 daughters, she don't know if they're dead or alive. She still has no idea if Arya is even alive. Bran and Rickon, I believe she thinks they're dead because of Theon. One of her guards was killed by Theon, and her son has her locked up like she's a freaking prisoner and didn't take her advice, and her father is dead. Like, she been through a lot. Just imagine her aching heart. Like, whew. Also, is it me or is the prisoner Tommen the kid who's gonna play Tommen in future episodes? I noticed that. Also, then we get to Queen Khaleesi, who she gets the Unsullied, and she gives him the freedom basically to not stand as her guards and worship her, and of course they stay. And I also love that the statue was a woman with like these huge wings. I thought it was a cool statue. And it ends with Jaime Lannister getting his hand chopped off. Jaime was not the same after this. Like, after he got his hand chopped off, it's like his whole perspective changed, his life changed. Due to his circumstances, he changed. Otherwise, he would have never changed if this didn't happen. Skipping to episode 5. Stannis and his wife have to be the stupidest, dumbest people on the planet. I do not respect them. They're trash. I mean, I'm just gonna hate them more and more when I know what's gonna happen. They don't even care about their own daughter. They treat her like she's not a person. They treat her like she's this deformed being, and it's like there's nothing wrong with her. It's just half her face. Like, she's a beautiful child. She's super smart. Sir Davos was a better parent to that child than her own freaking parents, and I feel so bad for that little girl for having such shit parents. I also take back everything I said about him being a good leader too. What was I thinking? He's trash. He's just a horrible person. Like, no. And Jaime reveals the truth to Brienne, and also he tells her, I don't want to be called the what do they call him? I don't want to be called the Kingslayer. Call me Jaime. And I think this was the moment that Brienne really like started to like Jaime a lot, because he started revealing like vulnerable parts of himself, because he had got his hand chopped off. He probably felt like his manliness was taken away, and Brienne really started, I feel like Brienne started to like really fall for Jaime at this point. And even like way before that, when she was thrown into the run, he came and saved her. Like, it's like, Jaime, you do care. You do have some sort of feelings. And it ends with Sir Davos learns how to read from Stannis' daughter. She's so sweet and cute. Episode 6, Jon Snow and Ygritte. They're on this Jon Snow and Ygritte are on this mountaintop, and they just was giving me like, I want to go to the top of a mountain and make out and kiss and be happy vibes in that episode. Then skipping to episode 8, they really try to play Tyrion and comfort Tyrion. Like, I'm not having this. I'm not with it, man. Why do they keep trying to do this to Tyrion? Joffrey, that little a-hole, had the nerve to threaten Sansa with rape, and I'm like, I can't wait, Joffrey. Your days are numbered. Then we get to episode 9. Woo! The Red Wedding. Lady Stark knew that something was up from the beginning. From the very beginning. Especially when they started playing that violin. They started playing that music. The doors started slowly closing. She looks over at... what's his name? She looks over at Bolton. Like, picks up a part of his jacket and sees that he's wearing the Wilderfrey, like, armor. And she's like, oh shit, Rob. They go up to the wife. They stab her in the stomach. They shoot arrows at Rob. The mom's screaming. They shoot arrows at her. And it's just going down. And it's like, dang, he did tell you so. But Wilderfrey, little ugly, crusty self, like, he's just nasty. He's just gross. Ugh. I just hate the fact that they slaughtered Rob and Lady Stark and the baby mama like they were pigs, man. It was, we lost 2 more Starks. And they did it in such a just dreadful way. They killed the dog, and Arya had to sit and watch that. She thought she was going to be on her way to see her family, and no, more tragedy for Arya, more trauma for Arya. Not only did she watch her dad die, but then she thinks that she's about to go see her brother and mother, and they being killed too. And then you have Wilderfrey, you have Wilderfrey's people walking around with Rob dead on top of a horse. I believe they had the wolf's head on top of it. It was just really, really, really terrible to see. Baby Rob didn't even make the cut. And then Wilderfrey really had the nerve to wait to the end while he saw Rob struggling to get to his wife, and just like, I ain't talking. And I'm just like, Wilderfrey, you're just gross. Why are you talking? It was sad to watch, because Lady Stark really wanted him to, she was like, get up and go away, like, get out of here. Wilderfrey, like, you think I'm gonna let you walk out? Like, you're gonna die for not holding your end of the bargain. Like, it's over. And you could see, like, when they killed Rob, after, like, he crawled to his wife and she was dead, when they killed Rob, Stark had this scream of like terror and horror, and she was already dead before they slit her throat. You could see it in her eyes, you could hear it in her voice, and her acting is just on point. But like before they slit her throat, she was dead. She was dead already. She watched her son die, and it was just, like I said, she'd been through a lot. She lost a lot. So that episode is one of the memorable episodes of Game of Thrones in the beginning seasons, for sure. And finally, episode 10. Tyrion is the only one who checks Tywin and Joffrey. Like, Cersei, she tries to say stuff, but she don't check him the right way she should be checking him. She should be really checking him. Cersei don't check Joffrey how she's supposed to. And then Tywin doesn't really listen to Cersei if she does say something. It's like, I'm the dad, you do what I say. And it's so crazy because they're like all grown adults and they still have to listen to him. It's like it's probably one of those like, you're in the will, if you don't do it type shit, you'll be poor. I don't know. Tyrion is the only one who checks Tywin and checks Joffrey. No one else has that confidence or power to check them. Even if they don't listen to him or try to play him, he plays them back. Like, my God. And Bran ends with telling this story about this cook. And notice how he said the gods did not forgive him for killing or drawing blood in that house or something. And it relates right back to Wildefrey for what he did. And it's like the gods will punish Wildefrey, and his time will definitely come. And he was cursed. Anyways, great season. I love this show. Definitely looking forward to reviewing season 4. If you guys are interested in a review of season 4, please give this video a thumbs up and comment below. Let me know, what did you think about the Red Wedding? What is your favorite episode this season? Mine is the Red Wedding. It's just crazy. That episode blows me every time. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.